Welcome back to Backyard Adventures with Andy. Today we're going to be talking about bunnies, those cute or vicious enemies. Cute things, vicious, I don't know. You can tell me. I know what I think about them in my heart. I have very mixed feelings. But we're going to be talking about rabbits, how to deal with them in the yard. I'm going to show you some examples of some things I've tried. I'll bet you, in fact, I know there's going to be a live bunny in the video, and we'll see if it stays alive. I'll tell you more in a moment. But it's also the 500 subscriber special, which means the last couple months as we've been working towards that goal of 1,000 subscribers, getting this thing rolling. You all have been a part of that, so thank you very much, and we'll continue to see what happens over this year. The goal is 1,000 by the end of 2022, and I think we're well on the way there. Plus, it's been a lot of fun. So today, it's Bunnies with Backyard Adventures with Andy Wright, and let's see what's gonna happen. So as mentioned before, we're going to be looking at bunnies, rabbits, those cute things when they're in somebody else's yard, when they're somewhere else, but when they're in your backyard or in my backyard, they are vicious enemies. They are no fun. They are terrors, and they've been eating vegetables of mine for years, my flowers, my bulbs, even my new grass seed, and it's been pretty frustrating. For the last couple years, I've had some big failures. I've had whole crops of vegetables pretty much leveled in the night, and unable to figure out the best way to get them. I've tried some different techniques, some that I'm proud of, some that I'm like, I probably won't do that again. But I think I've found something that's a keeper, and this is thanks to some friends here in the area that have loaned me their rabbit trap, and it's a live rabbit trap. Some of you have seen versions of this. There's several of them out there, but this one works. It's worked for them for a while, and I've set it up 2 nights ago. Well, the first night was out kind of by my porch. Nothing happened. Last night I set it up again, and I have some video of that. And we have a little treat, or I had a treat this morning that I could take to school to work with me. Not to share with my kids, but we have a green belt, so we let that one go. But it seems pretty successful. I'll tell you about how I did that, show you some examples, and hopefully this helps you. But speaking of rabbits, they do love to eat yummy things. They love to eat things that are growing, and for some reason they tend to go after the stuff that you don't want them to eat. Rabbit proofing your yard is a great way to do that. You can get a thin mesh, go a little bit into the ground, have it go up. In fact, I've gone up about 1 foot, and I just noticed about a month ago there was a rabbit in the yard that I tried to chase, not that I could ever catch it. It jumped over the rabbit barrier in my garden fence and into my garden and then scampered off. And I'm like, what? So 1 foot tall. I never knew, I didn't realize they would do that. I know they can jump, but it just didn't connect the dots. It went into some wire mesh. In fact, let me show you a picture of that. So back here is my vegetable garden with some raspberries and other things. They don't mess with the raspberries. They don't mess with the things that are real tall, these blueberries. But you can see here I've got some metal paneling that keeps a lot of things out. But down here I went ahead and put this 1/4-inch mesh. And the plan was that having that down there, the rabbits wouldn't jump up and get through there. But I saw a rabbit jump up. It was like a medium size. It wasn't full size grown. Went right through that upper part and right into the vegetable garden. Happened this year, and I now realize they can do that. So as you can see from that, they can jump that. In the very back, I'll take you to another shot of a rock wall I have, and I've seen the rabbits jump up and jump off of that, which means my vegetable garden is a spot they can get to even with a wall. I've seen a rabbit jump right here, and it's gone down, and then another time I saw one go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those high. The rabbit had no problem once it figured out where it wanted to go. So I need to get that thing built up and maybe put a little bit of a fence in there, but rabbits can jump. Trying to keep them out, maybe it's possible for some of you, and I think if they kind of build some habits, they kind of realize this is not a place to go, maybe it'll work. Maybe if you have a cat or some other creature in your yard that will take care of them. My dog, as cute as she is, for 10 years, well, we haven't had her for 10 years, for 6, 7 years, she's caught 1 rabbit, and it was a baby bunny that really didn't move, and she basically just kind of played with it. It didn't survive. But, so anyway, moving on. You can try to stop them with some natural things like that, but this thing works pretty well. You basically can set out some treats for apples. What my friend Bryce told me was put out apples, and so I cut up half an apple, put some slices out around it, and then I went ahead and took the apple slices, put a couple towards the front, kind of walked its way in, and then a nice big one right inside. Good morning. Let's go see how the rabbit... Oh, look at that. Ooh, there's a big fat one in there. What do we got here? Oh, looks nervous. Hey, little guy. We're going to go find a new home for you. And looking around the yard. Looks like there's some of the apples are still untouched, but everything around it is gone, including what was in the cage. So she had a little snack, a little treat, and now she gets to go to a new home. Alright, so here we've got this nice large green belt far away from my house. So I'll come in here and come in here. So I'm ready to go, guys. Let's do this. All right, be free. Off. Oh, well, go in the parking lot. Fine. Have your way. Hey, I just want to stop the video for a moment and thank my subscribers, thank all of you who are viewing. This video is the 500 subscriber special. It was the put out today when we hit that mark. So I did not expect to hit it yet. Things were kind of trickling along and they've just kind of picked up and it's been kind of fun. I don't know if it's fast for YouTube standards, but it's been a fun adventure for the family and at least for me. So if you're humoring me with subscribing, if you enjoy the videos or if some of them are useful, I don't know. Thank you again. There will be many more adventures coming this summer as the weather gets nicer. Some related to the gardening, some to the statues, which have been really popular, interestingly enough. Some to the smoking of meats or the food or I don't know, whatever else. Eventually a pizza oven, but I just don't know when I can pull that trigger. Anyway, we'll have a lot of other good videos out there. I would love to send all of you a concrete statue of your choice, wherever you're at. But YouTube doesn't pay me enough. In fact, the way this thing works, YouTube doesn't pay anybody until they hit a certain amount. I think you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours, and they have to like your stuff, and then they might start sending you pennies or dollars eventually. Some people are really enjoying that. That'd be kind of fun, but as of now, it's just a fun adventure, kind of a fun thing to do. So thank you again. We're gonna go back to the rabbit stuff. These videos, the way I make them is sometimes I can make them all in one shot. Sometimes, like this one, I've got to kind of take in segments as I catch and release and set things up. So it's been a little bit weird. You might notice every once in a while the t-shirt color changes because I've gone inside for a while, done whatever. Those are kind of the things I got to work on, I guess. But I've got rabbits getting caught left and right. I don't know what order we are in this video right now, but let's go back and talk some more about how to set up the trap. And I'll show you another couple little rabbits that are caught, I think, if the order of the video goes right. Anyway, thank you. All right, so for setting the trap tonight, I've got some apple chunks. I've cut those up into a couple little pieces, some slices. I'm gonna go ahead and take some, put them inside the trap, some towards the front, and then scatter a few out in the 10-foot vicinity out here. This is away from my house, kind of in an area where I've seen rabbit action. I've seen little apple pellets, and I've seen some of the plants, some of the little things that have been chewed on. So I think this is a spot. This is where I caught the one last night, and so let me show you how I set it. So first off, what I'm doing is, so this one has the trap door that springs down the moment it hits the trigger in the back. So let me get this thing set. All right, so this thing will just drop down when the rabbit goes inside, and this little trigger back here, the moment the rabbit comes back and touches that, it's stuck. And so let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna leave a nice big slice inside towards the back. I've got a couple little chunks. I'll put some part way back. Put one here towards the front. And then I've got some of these chunks. I'm just going to scatter these around, and hopefully they'll come looking around the grass area here, smelling, eating, oh, treat, dessert, yummy, and just work their way in. We'll come back and see if we got one in the morning. All right, a couple hours later, right before bed, my wife goes out to let the dog out, and we hear sounds. Looks like I know it's kind of dark. Oh, it's kind of scared. Trying to chew its way out. Buddy. So I'll take this again in the morning and help it find a new home. But as you can see, highly effective. There's 2 for 2, 2 nights, 2 rabbits. And that means some of the plants are not getting eaten and the rabbit gets to go find a new home. Alright, so you can see here there's the little bunny, nervous, ready to get out. And so I've got a green belt in a place that rabbits can live and be free. So I'll come up here, release the latch, and then let this little guy bounce away. There you go. Why do they go to the parking lot? Well, I'm sure it'll find a new home. So that's how I'm doing it with this. If you got any questions or thoughts, leave those in the comments. But the live trap method seems to be a pretty good way to try it. Once you get it, you've got it. You can reuse it over and over again. And it's working so far. I'm pretty optimistic, fingers crossed. Again, as the 500 subscriber special today, thanks again for joining me. You might leave a comment and kind of share maybe one of your favorite moments from the videos of the past, things you've enjoyed, maybe some stuff you'd like to see in the future or more of. But again, thanks for supporting and have a good life.